All right, y'all. So we got this dude that went viral low key in the community here lately saying that he felt like he was homophobic because, or like he need therapy because he don't like femboys. Check this out.
So I'm gay and I think I need therapy. No, I don't need therapy because I'm gay, because that's not a thing to have therapy for, you know what I'm saying? And if you live on a rock and you never seen me date a guy on social media before, congratulations, I'm coming out again for the 7th time. Therapy because I think I'm homophobic. Because I'm looking at my past exes and I've only seriously dated masculine guys except for one exception. So that means I have an internal phobia against feminine guys. So I'm a part of a community that's always isolated and judged, but yet I play a role in that as well. Why am I not attracted to feminine guys? Why is that phobia internally digested into my system? I need therapy. That's the only answer. I need therapy. Therapy. I'm thinking like, oh, because I'm gay, I can't be homophobic. Bullshit. I'm homophobic as fuck. I need to work on it. I'm doing better. I'm going to therapy. I'm praying. I'm fasting. I'll be better tomorrow.
Okay, so that's his first video. He did post a second one. I'm gonna go ahead and play that real quick before I just give my commentary. Let's go.
Okay, so I made a very controversial post the other day about the fact that I feel like I need to go to therapy because I'm only attracted to masculine men. It started a whole conversation, and people were saying, you're not homophobic, you just have a preference. That made me think that, so the people who prefer light skin over dark skin don't have a problem? So the people who prefer skinny over fat don't have a problem? It's just a preference. Your argument doesn't make sense. Your argument doesn't make sense. We all need therapy, bitch.
Okay, I'm gonna just show one last video because this dude was talking about the same thing, and yeah, I got y'all.
Unpopular opinion, but if gay boys wasn't so anti-feminine, I would say, I don't know if that's the correct terminology, more of us would be in long-term committed relationships. And I'm talking about myself because in the gay community, within the gay community, 9 times out of 10, that feminine gay boy is more equipped to be in a relationship than that normal just butch queen, right? And I say that meaning like 9 times out of 10, the feminine boy got his own shit. He communicates effectively and consistently. He got his job, he got his house, he got his car. And the only reason that he's not in a committed relationship is because a lot of gay boys don't like feminine gay boys, including me. Because I dated a feminine gay boy one time, and he was equipped to be in a relationship, but I was battling my own shit. And I was like, you know what? I don't know. I just think he's too feminine for me, because in my head, I always had this thing where I want my nigga to be less feminine than me, right? And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with liking masculinity, but I think that we need to dive on in to giving the femboys a chance, especially if you want to be in long-term committed relationships, because the normal bitch queens that's not as feminine, them niggas be not it. They don't be it.
Okay, interesting. So this is what I gotta say, y'all. So the first thing I want to respond to is the fact that the first guy thought that if you're not into femboys, that means that you're homophobic. Now, y'all know I've been talking about this for a second about how everyone thinks that feminine as a man equals homo, meaning gay. And I have a hard time really, I don't know if I believe that or not is what I'm trying to say. Now, for the most part, most guys that are gay are feminine. But I don't think that you being feminine has anything to do with you being gay. I think you're just feminine. And then you like boys because, okay, I think that there could be a low-key difference between just being attracted to the same sex and then feeling like a female and then still being attracted to the same sex. I feel like you trying to be your mama. Like, I don't feel like that means you're gay. I feel like that means you low-key trans. That's why I could never understand about femboys was why are y'all not trans? Don't y'all want to be girls? Like, how is you so feminine but you don't want to be no girl? And this is just my open dialogue, like my transparency. I'm not spreading no hate. I'm not trying to make nobody feel bad or anything. I'm just like, this is what we're here for, is to talk about it real. And I don't know if being feminine just is attached to liking the same sex, because there's so many masculine dudes that like the same sex. So what's the difference between us and y'all? That's kind of what I'm trying to understand, Like, why come certain guys, they was raised by single moms, but they still are masculine, and a lot of guys that was raised by single moms, they ended up, feminine. A lot of guys that was raised by two-parent households are still masculine. A lot of guys raised by two-parent households are still feminine. So there's no real way of pinpointing how this comes about. So I'm just like, I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if they go hand in hand. I don't know. Y'all, what y'all think? Do y'all think that if you don't like feminine boys, do you really feel like that's homophobic? Like, cause you don't have a problem with people liking the same sex. You don't have a problem with same sex love and marriage and all that. You have same sex. So how the fuck am I homophobic just because I'm not attracted to this one group? But because that one group is looked at as the majority, I feel like we're all being tricked into thinking that that's something about us. But I think in reality, it's the laws of attraction. 1 + 1 = 2. Being a gay man or bisexual, you meaning attracted to the same sex. So you're going to want to look over at somebody that's similar to you. So what I don't get about the femboys is, how is y'all not attracted to each other either? That is confusing to me. Like, I don't get that shit, man. I assumed, we would all mostly be like attracted to what we have, our own energy, our same energy. Like, because mass guys like mass guys. However, the only thing I would say that's different is that I don't like a guy that's as dominant as me. Being masculine and dominant is still two different things. You can be masculine and submissive. Like, so, which is what I prefer. So it's just kind of like, I don't like dominant, but I do like masculine. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, how, if you are a femboy in this lifestyle, how are you looking at other femboys and saying, I don't want to date you unless you think you a girl? That's the only way I would think that. If I felt like I was a girl, right? I would not want to fuck with one of these niggas, because these is like sisters. These is like my girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? If they feminine just like me. So I would only want to be attracted. I would only expect to be with masculine guys. But that means I think I'm a girl. Because if you didn't think you was a girl, you would go, we all different. There's masculine ones, there's feminine ones. I'm going to see what's up with all of them. I'm going to be honest, y'all. That's what I saw what was up with all of them. I didn't come up with a preference for I didn't come up with a preference for mass boys until later. Like, I at first wasn't drawn to feminine dudes, but I could tell that, like, I was always drawn to like dudes that was masculine on the outside but had a little feminine. Like, you could tell that they was gay, but like they was still a boy. So a lot of guys would consider that feminine boys still, but I think that's more like the last dude, like the second dude. The first and the second dude was both what I'm explaining. They both look like dudes. They both like butch queens, but they, like they got feminine sides to them. I like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Does that mean I'm attracted to femboys or mass boys or dudes in the middle? I like them all. Like, now, when it comes to femboys though, where I Okay, no, I ain't never dated no femboy because I'm gonna say a femboy gotta be where like Saucy Santana. That's a femboy, right? So if the dude just has feminine like voice and feminine ways, but he's still dressed like a dude and shit, that's a butch queen, right? So I think that people are not catching on to the fact that it's against the laws of attraction to be attracted to something that looks literally identical to the opposite sex. And we supposed to be attracted to the same sex. It's not a feminine trait. You know, they try to gaslight us, say that it was a feminine trait if you're attracted to it. They tried to say, you know, like call, you know, dudes like us, like, oh yeah, that's a feminine trait, trying to like be, because they mad because we not into them. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like we supposed to be into them. So when we not into them, why are y'all not reading the room? What are y'all not clocking it? Like, why would a nigga, first of all, that's bisexual, if I can go and get a girl that look just like you, let's say you pass and everything, I can go get a girl that look just like you or better. And she gonna have like that part of the body that is actually one of the biggest deals about women. Like, and I'll tell you that, like, straight up. If they don't have that part, if they don't have the vagina, it's kind of like, and I'm just being real, I love everybody for who they are and as good people. I got trans friends, femme friends. I like everybody as long as they real. You know, I connect with everybody. Everybody like me. I like everybody. It's never been nothing. But when it comes to attraction, that's where we have differences. And there's a little bit of an issue because there's a lack of an understanding. And I don't think that femboys have the ability to really explain it because, for one, it's too much on their nervous system, okay? Two, I don't think they be real with theyself. You know, you got to be able to be real with yourself. You can't be out here playing victim and shit and not being able to say, you know, hey, if I'm not attracted to this, now why would I expect somebody else to? How am I going to sit up here and act like other guys are supposed to just assume a masculine, more dominant role over me because I act like this? I act like a girl, so that means that niggas is supposed to treat me like a girl. Like, it's really reeking of I want to be a girl. So then why are you not trans? That's another disconnect. You feel me? Because then if you trans, at least you can then you could be like, I'm a girl. I want to be treated like a lady. I want to be treated like a girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you identify as one. If you don't identify as one, how in the hell is you expecting this shit? I don't get this. I'm being 100. Now, since we want to really talk about it, let's talk about it. Because it's obviously something that needs to be talked about. Now, what I will also say is, I do think if you're a femboy, you should be accepting femboys. I think y'all need to start doing that. Just like there's mask for mask, there needs to be femme for femme. You know, it's either mask for mask or masculine dudes will date butch queens. But I don't see too many masculine dudes even with no femboys. They smash y'all, but they don't date y'all. They don't cuff y'all. They don't go out in public. Do you not know how much attention that shit draws? Like, are y'all empathetic at all to the understanding of other people's perceptions, or do you not care? Do you just feel oppressed to where you don't care to think about maybe they have some point somewhere? Maybe I can understand that. That makes sense. Or is it just victim mindset? Oh no, they hate, they're homophobic, they're transphobic, they're this and that, and they just femphobic and da-da-da-da. Like, being in victim mindset is not gonna get you nowhere. It's about resolution and solutions for real. Otherwise, you're not saying shit. Y'all just gonna keep saying the same shit. Don't nobody care about being called them names. Like, the truth is in everyone else's on how they actually treat people and how they see people. And you don't know how people see in their mind. Just because somebody checking some shit don't mean that they transphobic or homophobic. Because we can all get it. Ain't none of us perfect. And Just because we marginalized and a lot of it, been oppressed, that does not mean that we can't make mistakes, and that doesn't mean that we haven't been affected so hard by all that oppression that maybe it didn't cause some mental shit. And it's time to address it so that we can move forward and get better and have higher quality of lives. Because yes, like they said, it's the femboys that's really going without. I'm keeping it 100. All the relationships I see, niggas that look like similar to me, a little more feminine, you know what I'm saying? But they still is in touch with their masculinity in some way. When we see niggas like Saucy Santana, we don't feel like you own any form of masculinity. You have disowned every part of your masculinity. It may come out in when you talking shit, when you arguing with somebody or something. But at the end of the day, women do that too. We call women masculine when they loud and shit as well. We consider that masculine energy, period. So to us, it's just all feminine, and it doesn't make sense. If you're trying to attract dudes that's attracted to dudes, or dudes with dicks, or people that have dicks that look like girls but have dicks, then you need to be wanting bisexual, pansexual, fluid, and gay dudes. Well, gay dudes probably not, but yeah. But to expect a real, for real straight man to really go for you don't make sense. But anyway, I'm getting up off a topic. So what I'm going to say is this is something that we are going to have to come to on our own and decide what we want to believe. Because a lot of people are going to say, yeah, being feminine boys is what equals homo. So if y'all are saying feminine boys are what gay is, so if you're not attracted to that, then that's homophobic, then that's how y'all gonna think. But if you're gonna think like me and others, where it's like, well, gay doesn't mean femboy, so I'm not homophobic because I don't like you. Like, it's a preference. But then I don't even like using that word because they use that with us. Like, females try to use that with us. But it's like, it's not a preference. If I'm not willing to fuck with you, it's not a preference. A preference means I prefer pepperoni pizza, but I'll take cheese today because they ain't got it. If they ain't got what if I walk in there and they don't have the flavor I want, if they say we ain't got pepperoni but we got cheese again, and I say, oh no, I'm good, I only want pepperoni, that is not a preference. That's an obsolete, which does equal phobia in a way, you know. Because you should only really, like I said, that's how I know I'm not even femphobic, because I have dated. Well, to me they was feminine. You know what I'm saying? We all classify feminine in a different range. To me, butch queens are feminine because I'm going off of the energy within. They can look like a boy, but if you submissive and shit, to me, you feminine. And I fuck with that. I like that form of femininity. But what a lot of people are talking about is not just the energy, but it's the way you look, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you act, the way you think. Everything is not really man aligned. So how is these niggas gonna be attracted to each other if they not gonna find a way to either tell each other, hey, I need to see more manhood in you? But if that's not who they are, and they really are guys that are that feminine and they feel like women, well then y'all gonna have to either be able to bump purses or this is gonna continue to be the way it is, all right? Because when I say niggas need to man up, then it's, oh, I'm femphobic and shit. But I'm saying that because, nigga, y'all are gonna just be single because there's not that many of us. We only need, like, to be 100 with y'all, just to put the math out there, to every feminine, versatile bottom or whatever, there is, okay, let's say there's about 5 tops. There, to every 5 tops in one city, there is about, let's say, 50 plus bottoms in verse. So when I say tops, I'm talking about dominant masculine dudes. that is gonna, what these dudes prefer. You know what I'm saying? What these bottoms, with these mass dudes, with these butch queens, with these femboys, what they all prefer, because they all prefer the same shit. All right? If there's 5 of them, y'all, we only need 5 others, and not even, because not every top is gonna settle down on a relationship. So maybe 3, you know what I'm saying, to choose from y'all. So if y'all don't come to the point where y'all will accept each other, that means that there's a 60% of y'all guaranteed to be single type shit. 60-70%. Because of course there's versatile dudes that will also be able to be with each other as well. So we got to count them in. So that goes down from the 80% down to like the 60%. So yeah, man. This was a good one. It was a little difficult to address because I really just didn't know like where we was gonna go with that. But I think it does come down to your perception on what gay means to you. All right. And yes, if you're a femboy, accept femboys. Figure it out. Figure out a way. Like manipulate yourself in some kind of positive way to where you can start seeing the parts of this person as something different. But I know for a fact, y'all, 2 Saucy Santanas is not hooking up. So it's going to have to take for a butch queen to, instead of always going up for a top, they need to look down at a bottom. Because I noticed that too. Versatile dudes always prefer tops mostly. Like, if they had to choose, they're going to go for a top than a bottom. So it's also about like that hierarchy shit. We got to address that. How do y'all look at bottoms? Like bottoms do need to carry themselves with some more class. They need to be harder to get because it does decrease your value to the general public. If you're easy to get into bed, it's going to be like, hey, it's, another day for this nigga. It's nothing to it. We understand we men, we all got to, we all got a higher sex drive and we like to, get it out, just do what we do or whatever. And like I said, I tried to date femboys, which y'all need to realize is it's not all about the demographic of the person. Someone could be cool, but then they could have issues. They could have things going on that don't align with you. That doesn't make y'all, femphobic because you gave someone a chance, but it just didn't work out. Just because you're feminine, I'm masculine, does not mean that you are being mistreated or I'm looking down on you just because I don't like other shit about you. It's not all about, once we get past the looks, the feminine, masculine, top, bottom shit, it becomes about your personality. And if I don't like you, I don't like you. So that's another thing that we got to talk about. Like, it's not all about, just, I think some guys have given, especially us mass guys, like, we've given fem dudes a little shot. Like, trust me, at some point on our journey, we've given femboy a shot. And honestly, my experience is, just to keep it 100, I mean, there's some good parts, the good parts, like, them niggas is free with the world. They just do them, like, it be, shit. A song can come on, they just get to dancing and shit. Like, what I'm saying? They free spirited. They, I like that. I love confidence. I like when somebody comfortable in their skin and everything. But I don't like looking at a dude dress, walk, talk like a girl when I've also dated girls. It just make me feel like I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like, hold up, nigga. You gotta deal with femininity and you still can't even get no wet. Like, let me not say that. But damn, you can't get no honey pot. Y'all gotta have empathy and see it on the other side of the table, because it's not all about you being oppressed, people dissing you, people not liking you because of your femininity. Sometimes y'all just not that fucking good of niggas. Y'all just not that dope. Y'all not that. And it's okay. You can become that, but you got to self-reflect. You got to look at what other people want and not just be in your mind about fantasizing what you want only, because that's not going to get you nowhere. You need to look realistically in the world that we live in and look at what's out here and what is going on and who's getting picked and for what reasons. And because y'all not about to tell me that, nigga, dark skinned niggas is bad, light skinned niggas is bad, short niggas is bad, tall niggas is bad, slim niggas is bad, even a little on the thicker side still bad. Long hair, short hair, bad. Like, there's so many options when it comes to as far as looks go. We know we ain't shortage in no looks, okay? That's one thing we can say in our community. Niggas be fine. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas keep up with themselves and their body for the most part. And their health and everything more than a lot of straight dudes. So it's not that. It's you niggas is got internal issues. I've already made the video about why most straight black men, why most gay black men, gay bi black men are single. I made the video with the signs. It's about y'all's unavailability in certain areas, and maybe 2 or 3 of them at once. Like, a lot of not able to communicate. You know, social media now done jumped in the mix. It was already hard. Now we got other obstacles. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to give a fuck early on and not waste your time. So it's good that these dudes, you know, that these fellas was actually self-reflecting and everything. I love to see the self-reflecting. That was dope. To the first dude, I don't think you homophobic. I think it is more of a preference. You're more of a butch queen. So you should be able to accept other butch queens and then more masculine dudes. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to accept feminine dudes in your bedroom or as a romantic partner. That is a preference. Now, you might need therapy, but I don't think it's for that. The second dude, bruh, you hit the money because, yeah, y'all do need to give each other a chance so that y'all can start having some better relationships and, you know, shit as well. But it seems like if it doesn't match y'all's imagination for what y'all see it to be, if it doesn't match what you think it's supposed to be, then all of a sudden now you don't want to do it, and it's not worth it because you don't want to settle. And so y'all rather be alone in that case. And if that's the case, the only thing I hate about that for y'all is if I'm going to be single, I want to be able to say it's because I chose to. This is not the case here. If this is what we talking about here, that means that by default, like 60% of gay men are just destined to die alone. That's what we're saying here. Y'all don't have the choice. Y'all do have to make sure you're going to be okay being single type shit is what it sounds like. Because that's the only other way. Because mass dudes like each other. Butch queens and mass dudes, perfect match. You know what I'm saying? Butch queens and butch queens sometimes like each other too. Because they're still, I'm looking at a boy, I like boys, I'm looking at a boy. Not I like boys and I'm looking at a girl. Wait, hold up. What's your pronouns? Oh, so you're a boy. Oh, okay. So then why can't I tell clearly? You don't think that's going to turn me off? You just going to sit here and think, oh, you're supposed to accept me for who I am? Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, man. Like, let's be realistic. It's not phobia. It's sometimes people just can't understand that shit. It don't add up. So we could be friends with y'all. We could be cool with y'all. We could, everything else I love. Like, especially with, like, trans and femme dudes, I didn't have some of the best friendships outside of like my actual circle. But like dudes that I've been cool with that I didn't have a falling out with and everything have been like femme dudes, trans, like they cool as hell as people to me. I just can't get my dick hard for them. That don't make a nigga phobic. So yeah, y'all, let me know what y'all think about that. Hit them comments up. Like this video. Y'all know what's up. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace.
No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say. No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say.